So I appreciate you guys coming out today. Who here has been to a Wine and Wellness Week before? Welcome back. And who is brand new? Welcome. Appreciate you guys coming. So we do Wine and Wellness Weeks 5 times a year. And the whole goal is you have a positive wellness experience and get you healthy and then what? Keep you healthy. So if you need to meet with a healthcare professional, you can make an appointment. And the whole idea is if you have a health challenge, is to get you healthy and then keep you healthy again, right? And if you don't, you come to the Wellness Weeks. These are all free. You guys get some free food? Yes? You got literature, right? There's 5 workshops today. We have product demonstrations, but bear with us. We're having a problem with the demo that we're doing today. So it should be up and running sometime soon. We have samples for all the people to try. And if you have any questions, we're going to answer your questions. If you want to buy anything, everything is on sale. Okay? So the whole idea is to get you healthy and keep you healthy. Sometimes you don't really have a disease. You may just be toxic. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Right? What's the problem? And then more importantly, what can you do about it? Right? And that's the whole idea of the presentation. So everyone has a copy? Yeah? So it's got to the point that almost everything we're around is increasing our exposure to toxins. God forbid the kids go outside and they go on the playground, it's all treated with arsenic, formaldehyde. Right? Playgrounds, picnic benches, decks, anything made out of wood. So they say it's too toxic for the animals. What about for the people? Yeah. They don't use this wood at the zoos. Here's a lot of chemicals you frequently see in water. So has anyone tried the water in the corner, around the corner? Those are available now to install in your home. For about $50 a month, you don't have to go buy water. You don't have to carry the water in. And then you don't have to pay to take away those bottles, even for recycling, right? It costs money. So we feel about that price, if you have a family, is about $10 to $20 less than what you would normally pay to buy a bottle of water. That water will go through 10 different steps. Has everyone tried it? Yeah? Nothing like it. It reminds me of the Fiji. Those are the 2 best waters you can get. And Fiji is quite expensive. So if you're interested in that system, let me know. We can have somebody come to your house and set that up. But here's the chemicals in water. So tap water, well water, not a good idea. Also, I'm not a big fan of some of the processed waters are going to take some of the minerals out, right, and be more acidic. You know, so sometimes people will use those types of waters. I don't think they're the best. So here is some of the things you're going to be exposed to. There's even new warnings on tuna fish, right? Because I always thought the white albacore was much better, right? It's more expensive. It looks like tuna. But the chunky light tuna has about 1/3 of the mercury levels as the albacore. And why is that? Where do you store toxins? In fat. So the fatter, the larger the fish, the more toxins that are in it. So you got to watch things like swordfish, shark, bass. The bigger, larger fish, that's where you're going to see more toxins. And we actually have a diet that lists all the different fish and how often you can eat it. Anyone buy organic foods? Are they more or less expensive? More expensive. Mm-hmm. But possibly worth it, right? Oh, they're worth it. Yeah. But they find about 25% have residues of herbicide or pesticide. Why? It's in the air. So you got to be careful even with organic foods. I recommend the farmer's market because it's local and you know where you're getting and it's going to be pick ripened. You ever see tomatoes? It says ripened on the vine, right? What are the other ones? How are they ripened? Yeah, yeah. They pull them green and then they gas them. They usually don't have any flavor and a lot of nutrients don't exist. So nothing is safe anymore. There's a book called The Sanctity of the Human Blood. Even the baby's blood is tainted. Over 200 different chemicals will show up when you test a newborn's blood, including things like jet fuel and known carcinogens. Why would the baby be exposed to it? Yeah, the mother either has it in her system or she's outside breathing, drinking the water, eating the food. It becomes part of the culture and the society. So you're looking at over 200 different chemicals. So we've got to have a strategy in place, right? Because the fruits with the thinnest skin, which are strawberries, grapes, right, peppers, spinach, cherries, peaches, they have the highest levels of herbicides and pesticides because it'll absorb right through the skin. So when you're buying those foods, they got to be organic. Maybe the pineapple, the banana, the orange, the watermelon, maybe that doesn't have to be, right? But local is always better. So here's a survey or a study that was done by the EPA in 1982. It looked at 33,000 people from 44 different metropolitan cities, right? And what they took was they took a sample of fat from the gluteus maximus, right? Why did they test the fat? That's where you store toxins. And they tested these chemicals. Styrene is plastics. Then you have dioxins, chemicals. And what did they show? 100%. So who needs a cleanse? Everybody. Has anyone done a cleanse this year yet? In the last 3 months? What about in the last 6 months? You guys are all due. You should do like your oil change every quarter, every season, or at least once a year. And now's a great time when the weather's changing. Maybe the clothes are a little tighter. Maybe you're not feeling your best. So what you can do now is you can do a cleanse, and we simplified it for you so you can do a 10 or 30-day cleanse.
Okay, Pokey.
Here's some symptoms you may have. Maybe you're hungry. Maybe you have headaches. You got bad skin. You gain a little bit of weight, low energy, chronic fatigue, acne, gas, constipation, diarrhea. You guys get the idea, right? You may not be sick. You may not have a disease, but you're not at your best level, right? You're not at your playing shape. So here's how we detoxify in the body. Perspiration, when you sweat, right? Exhalation, when you breathe. Urination. Defecation. And the last one for females, during those childbearing years, the menstrual cycle. You need, doesn't matter if you take it or you make it, you need to detoxify every day in a healthy way. So what cells in the body do you detoxify in? Liver, what else? Kidneys, skin, colon, digestive system, brain, every cell. Yeah, it's not just the liver. Liver is the master filter where everything gets broken down and excreted, but everywhere. Lungs, yeah. Every cell in the body. And you detoxify at certain times of the day, or is it 24/7? It's always going on. It's like 7-Eleven, right? Never closes. And what happens sometimes is when you start to get sick and have bad skin, gain weight, headaches, mood, what happens is your body is exposed to more toxins than you can excrete. You all remember the I Love Lucy show, right? That was my favorite. Funny, right? If you watch that show now, they've only got a couple of scenes or sets that they work on. Nowadays the shows are so quick and they give you 10 seconds, you got to jump to something else with music, colors, and everything else. So there's an episode on there where, of course, Lucy wanted her independence, right? So she got a job at the chocolate factory, remember that? Her job was what, to inspect the chocolates? And you had that really mean German lady that would start turning the machine up. So as she's inspecting the chocolates one at one, and it's slow, she can handle it, right? And what happened when it started speeding the machine up? You guys remember that?
She took them in her pocket and
pocket, her mouth, her bra, her hat, the shirt, everywhere. And that's what happens with the toxins. When they're coming in more rapidly than we can excrete them, we need to change what we're doing. And the best thing you do is to limit what's coming in and support your body's detoxification steps. Because it's very nutrient dependent. It takes a lot of energy to do this. And you need to support the body systems that are doing the work. So it all begins in the digestive tract because you have a pipe that goes from your mouth through your colon. That's the outside world traveling inside your body, right? It doesn't get inside to your blood until it crosses through the small intestine. So that needs to be like a screen door. We all remember screen doors? What were they there for? Keep the bugs out, but let the air in, right? Your digestive system is very similar. It's designed to let particles in, but block a lot of the waste. What happens if that screen door gets ripped open? Yeah, that's what happens with leaky gut, autoimmune, digestion problems, is the permeability is increased. It's like using a larger strainer. So a lot of things that would normally be excreted are absorbed. And then what happens? The immune system turns on, red alert, we're going to have a problem. So we want to remove the things that are most difficult to break down. Dairy, animal products, processed foods. Do you see how Doc now will tell you to get off those foods? When you get off those foods, your body has the energy now to start breaking down all the toxins that you have in you. So this is an illustration of it. This is a healthy intestinal tract. See, it's really strong like a bicep, right? It's covered in all these little squiggly lines. What are those? Probiotics, right? What is a probiotic? Good bacteria, right? What's a prebiotic? Yeah, it is the food for the probiotic to grow, right? So what are prebiotics? Fiber, right? Yeah, fibers, short-chain fatty acids, glutamine, things like that, right? That's what the good bugs eat. What do the bad bugs eat? Sugar. So you see how if you have an overgrowth of the bad bugs, you can be bloated and crave a lot of sugar? And even if you're trying to lose weight, maybe you can't. Here, this is a breeding ground of the bad bacteria, right? Yeast, toxins, molds, parasites, funguses, and they thrive in that environment. So you need to change the environment to help rebuild the immune system. So the liver, as she had mentioned earlier, is the key, right? Why? It breaks the toxins down from a form that we can't get rid of to a form we can. Okay? It's like taking those bad eggs out of the fridge, put them in the garbage can, and then getting that garbage can to the curb, because the bad eggs in the can in the kitchen can be worse, right, than if they're left alone. And this is it right here. Take your toxin, break down with phase 1 enzymes. This is worse than this. And then you break it down to a harmless water-soluble molecule that can be excreted through the feces and the kidneys. So we need to support all that process. If you have a leak in the basement, the first thing you do is stop the leak, right? If you have a leak of toxicity in your body, the first thing you're going to do is stop what's coming in, right? While we're supporting the cleansing of the toxins in the body already. And one of the major lines of defense is the colon. If you're not having bowel movements, how are you going to get rid of the toxins? So if you're constipated, you don't have to raise your hand. If you are, everyone write down this: frontier cleanse. Frontier cleanse. Okay? So if you're constipated, the first thing you do is the frontier cleanse to clear the drain, right? Make sense? A lot of people that are tired actually are more toxic than anything, because you build these up over time. How do we know? Skin, weight, energy, headaches, digestion. So you build them up over time, and now you start having symptoms. Oh, my skin just started getting bad last year. Psoriasis didn't start until 2 years ago. Right? That's because you're toxic. It's like filling up a barrel with water, one drop at a time. It's not a problem until what? When that drum is full. Then what happens? You put one drop on, it overflows. Anyone ever have multiple chemical sensitivities? You're sensitive to perfume, cigarette smoke, car exhaust, right? That's because your body's built up of toxins and there's nowhere else to put them. Now the smallest drop is going to send you over the edge. So a lot of fruits and veggies and greens are great for building our defense, fresh or frozen. If you do any meats or fish, should be wild and organic, right? Start there. If you eat enough fiber, most diseases won't occur. There's a book out by Brenda Watson called Fiber 35. So she says if you eat 35 grams of fiber, no disease will exist. Well, if you eat that, it means it's telling me you're eating a lot of good foods. And usually if you eat a lot of good foods, you don't have a lot of problems. Slowly increase the fiber. You can get food, Frontier Fiber. Anyone try the colors yet? Reds, greens, oranges, purples? You guys try those? Those all have 3 grams of fiber per serving. And so does the Super Shake and the Best Way. So if you do a shake, you're getting 6 to 10 grams of fiber just from doing the shake. So some natural solutions we can do really simply with Super Shake. That gives you all the protein for phase 2. Gives you the fiber and the antioxidants. The greens is going to do a lot of phase 1. And then the Live Clear, liver gallbladder. Real simple.
Jamie, could you talk about the tincture, the liver gallbladder flush, how to do that?
How to do this? Yeah.
The top one, the drop.
Well, you do them all together if you want, or you can do the top one. So you can also do maybe 4 droppers a day of this to start, and then maybe 2 droppers after that. Now the dropper is only going to fill up about halfway or so, but not a drop, a dropper. Okay? Yep. And we're going to go through the program in a few minutes.
The whole syringe.
Yeah.
It only usually just fills up half.
Yes, I know. That's what I just said. Yes. It fills up halfway. So you do 2 of those twice a day, morning and night. Yeah. Good point. Thank you. Okay. There's also a 10-day program and a 30-day program. Write this down. Ready? If you get 1 bottle of Super Shake, Lean Greens, and Live Clear, 1 bottle of each, it's enough for 2 10-day programs. So it's very inexpensive to do that program. It'll cost you about $60 for a 10-day program. Yeah. I was told the program recently my niece was on cost $40 a day. Yeah. So you can split this, with a couple. You can do it twice yourself. You can split it with a spouse, a friend, whatever it may be. You can split it. If you want to do a 30-day program, you need 2 bottles of each. Write that down, 2 bottles of each. The nice thing is this gives you 30 meals, 1 container of each. Okay? So we're limiting the food coming in while we're taking the products. These are food-based. Why do we want to do this instead of eating food all the time? Because these have nutrients that are specific to supporting the detox, and there's nothing else in them, right? You're not getting extra sodium or fat or sugar or, calories, whatever it may be. Make sense? So how many bottles do you need for a 30-day program?
2.
How many bottles do you need for 10 days?
1.
Half.
Well,
Yeah.
2 10 days.
Yes. Okay, question, Fred.
I was just going to say, 'cause when you do the detox, you always talk about on radio that you want to use the lean greens because you have all those toxins build up, and to be able to process all those toxins coming out. Could you elaborate on that? Do you remember that?
Of course I remember that. Same thing I say all the time.
Yeah.
Remember, if you tell the truth, you don't got to remember, right? It's just the truth.
That's
Yeah.
good to go over.
So what I was saying here earlier is this is a tremendously nutrient-dependent process, right? You ever clean a garage when it's really dirty? Or a basement? Does it take a lot of energy? Yes. Yeah. So does this. So you need stuff to support phase one, which is vitamin, minerals, and antioxidants. This, I said, can become more toxic. And then phase two will get it to, and this is a lot of amino acids. That's why you need the protein, right? I also said, everyone has these toxins in them, and these are very difficult to get out of the body. So you need things that chelate. You ever hear of chelation? What's chelation mean? It attaches to the molecule to be able to put it into a form that we can pull it out of the body. Okay? It's like a life preserver. It attaches around things, and now we can pull them out. So that's why the greens are so important, Fred, because they chelate and attach the nutrients to pull them through the body. Okay? The amino acids you need for phase two support, which is often where people are deficient. Then you need the nutrients to help with all three steps. So a lot of food has reduced the amount it had in one time, right? Yeah, it is a good picture, right? So apples down in vitamin A 41%, sweet peppers down in C31, watercress and iron down 88, broccoli, you got vitamin A and calcium 50%. You get the idea, right? The food has less nutrients than it used to. Why? Why? Because you use herbicides and pesticides. So normally, like a grape has resveratrol in it, that's an antifungal. But if the grape is sprayed, it doesn't need higher levels of resveratrol, so the food has a lot less nutrients in it to begin with. So here's the products we recommend for the cleanse. So here's a super shake, or the best way, greens and Live Clear 2, or the tincture. You can use either one. Does that make sense? And you're going to be able, yes, sir.
What's the difference between the super shake and the best way?
The best way is made from organic cattle, so it is derived from cows, but it's lactose free, and it doesn't have a lot of things that you normally would be concerned with dairy.
So otherwise, they're pretty similar?
Very similar. The super shake is vegan. So the protein source is from pumpkins, peas, and rice.
I noticed in the back they have Live Clear, but not Live Clear 2. Is there a big difference between them?
Live Clear 2 is a little stronger. We're out of it right now. That's why I'm recommending this. This has a lot of things that Live Clear 2 will have.
Oh, that's the one you can substitute for Live Clear. Is the-
You can use Live Clear 1 or Live Glow. Yeah. Some people just want a liquid. They want to do a shake and all in one. You can do these all in one shake. If you want to do a capsule, you can do the Live Clear. So the nice thing is that NASA, I know everyone these days, everything is called a superfood, right? Everything. The real word was derived from NASA, which was the space program in the 60s and 70s. And when they're looking for the most nutrient-dense food, and they found the spirulina and chlorella, which are in this, Live Clear, and Live Clear 2. Those are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. 1 pound of those would be the equivalent of 1,000 pounds of assorted vegetables. Pretty cool, right? So that is a true superfood. Not because someone calls it superfood, but this is what NASA found with all their research. It's the oldest living food on the planet, over 3 million years old, and it's derived from an algae.
Can you buy spirulina by itself?
Yeah, but we usually put it in something else because there's other properties that we want with it, like milk thistle, dandelion, cilantro, burdock, artichoke. So those are all the things we have in here. So there it is, the lean greens. Has everyone tried that? What do you think for greens?
Terrific. They're all good. All
Great, terrific, all good.
I would mix it with the shake.
Yeah, mix with the shake, right? If you want, after we're done, we'll go do some smoothies together. Some shots. Not like Fred used to do, his new shots, right? Like we were saying earlier, the chlorella, the spirulina, the barley grass, they all chelate or attach to toxins to pull them out of the body. So we talked about spirulina. All right, so let's get down to business. You guys ready? Open book test. Even this guy could pass. You gonna help? You know, the Wheel of Fortune had Vanna White. This is Vanna White, right?
Whatever you say, Bob.
She's changed a little bit. There you go. So here's the whole program right in this Cliff Notes. You know what Cliff Notes are? It's a cheat sheet. The most important part of what you need to learn. How do you know you learned the topic? You're able to tell somebody else it. Okay? So we look on the cover and it tells you it's a detox solutions, right? We open it up, okay? On the cover, we can all figure out it's for detox, right? On the left-hand side panel, it'll say the detox system. We talked about it, right? 5 ways to detoxify. Anything you make, like hormones in your body, or you take, like food and water, you have to detoxify every day in a healthy way. You detoxify through perspiration, exhalation, urination, defecation, and for the females, healthy menstrual cycles. There's the symptoms of a toxic body. Then here's the instructions. So a 10-day program, how much product do you need? There we go, half of a container. So you got to buy one, and you can share that with somebody, or you can repeat it yourself. For a 30-day program, how many bottles you need? And who needs a cleanse? And no one's done it this year, so we all need to do a cleanse together. We're all doing one starting after this week. And there's your diet right there, your instructions. Then we want you to do some walking and stretching, some deep breathing, maybe some yoga, and then to customize the program at the bottom. Questions on this? Does it make sense? Everyone knows they need to cleanse, so the only thing you need to do is what? Do it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, people that are lucky, what they do, they're at the right place at the right time, and the difference is they take action. So there's no reason why you can't do this program. You can get it, wait till after St. Patty's Day if you like to go out that day, or if you start on a Monday or Tuesday, you only have to give up one weekend. All right? Yes, sir.
In addition to this, these things doing detox and from the time you do it again, would be beneficial to oil pulling? Oil pulling?
I'm not sure.
You take, mostly use like coconut oil in your mouth and switch it around for 20 minutes to draw toxins out. I don't know if you
Yeah, that can be beneficial. You can do the greens daily. You can do the super shake.
Yeah.
You can do lower amounts of these every day.
well, I meant like
Yeah.
between the times, like as a maintenance to do throughout.
Yeah, I still do the super shake
Yeah.
throughout the week because it's hard to get all that protein, fiber, fats in. And this has the MCT oil from coconut. Yeah, but taking coconut's great. Taking other healthy oils is fantastic. You know, doing the colors, the reds, greens, oranges, and purples, eating more fruits and veggies, sweating more, infrared sauna, spirituality. It's all helpful, right? I believe in everything. It all works, and nothing works forever, right?
Yeah.
Questions on the program? You want to come up, sir, and say a few words? Yes, come on up. You're the next contestant.
Follow the food program
Yeah, it's right here.
on the other side. Oh, I think it's
Right there.
All right, so your name again, sir?
Ron Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
No, not Ron Stewart. Ron.
I love your music. You look a little different these days, but here we go. Picture says 1,000 words. Can you tell us what you're diagnosed with?
Cancer.
Okay. And what do the medical doctors want to do?
Well, really, I didn't go to the medical doctor. I have a daughter who's an RN out in California. She's 85 people work under her, and she was pushing me. She wanted me to go to the medical doctor. I wouldn't go there, but I knew about Dr. Weiner I've known about him for years, and what did I say? I'd say 3 or 4 years or so, and so I just kept putting it off, and so finally I come up, and Dr. Weiner, he looked at it, and he diagnosed it as being cancer. Well, some of the things that I do, I believe very strongly in eating a lot of fresh fruit and fresh vegetables. Also, I make my own colloidal silver. I have my own generator. In fact, I just made some yesterday. I go to a just a regular store and make sure I get distilled water. It has to be distilled water because it has to have the minerals net taken out of it. And I have a generator that has these 2 silver electrodes that go in. You turn it like upside down, and what I'll do is you need to store it in an opaque container, like
Yeah, and you can buy the silver from here because a lot of people won't make their own. So use colloidal silver. What else did you use? The reds and greens.
Yeah. I used reds, all 4 of the colors.
All 4 colors.
Okay, and
Immunomax.
huh?
Immunomax.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then let's see what else did I used the
Miracle 2.
Miracle 2, and I was putting the Miracle 2 on my ear. Oh, I don't know how many times a day. Every time I think about it, I think that had a lot to do with it. Was the Miracle 2, and I also was using some of these. Let's see if I have them with me here. Oh, I guess they're in my other pocket. But anyway,
How you feeling now?
I was using the B15. Okay.
BMG.
BMG, yeah, that's what I was using.
Well, that's great. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You guys all see the results together, right? Very good.
And this Miracle 2, I want to start using it on my hip because I've had a hip problem for 15 years or more.
And we can use your video for doctors, staff, and patients?
Yes.
Without any reservations?
Right.
Let's hear it, folks. This guy did a tremendous job, huh?
And one thing you can see that this ear and that ear look the same, huh?
Looks incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Folks, that's why we're here. That's why we're here to help you. So, sometimes you're not sure what to do. That's why we have the Wellness Weeks. So I appreciate your time. Thanks so much. We'll be here till 7 o'clock tonight.